It's a land of snow and ice, which is home to only 57,000 people. And yet Donald Trump's desire to control it has caused protests in Greenland itself, unprecedented tensions with the European allies, and at one point even seemed to risk military confrontation between NATO members. The US president has now backed down from his threat of tariffs and has ruled out military action. But why is Donald Trump so interested in Greenland? Well, here's what he's had to say about it himself.
We need it for strategic national security and international security. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States.
Greenland, a Danish territory, certainly does occupy a strategic position. It's at one end of what's called the GI-UK gap between Greenland, Iceland and the UK. Much of Russia's navy needs to cross this gap to access the North Atlantic. Sitting near the top of the world, Greenland is also on the shortest route between the US and Russia, which could be used by missiles in case of a conflict.
If there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it. Those missiles would be flying right over the center of that piece of ice.
Control of Greenland would also mean US territory would nearly surround Canada, another country that Trump says he wants to annex. For Trump, the main threat to Greenland comes from Russia and China. NATO's top commander agrees they're stepping up their activity in the region.
We certainly see Russia and China working together. We have had Chinese vessels patrolling with Russia, not only on the north coast of Russia, but also north of Alaska and near Canada. It's not for peaceful purposes. They're not studying the seals and the polar bears.
However, the US has long had a military presence in Greenland under a Cold War deal first signed in 1951. It still has the Pacific Space Base, which was visited by US Vice President J.D. Vance in March 2025. According to Patrick Schroeder of the Chatham House think tank, the US could already have boosted its defences without antagonising its European allies.
There are existing arrangements between the United States and Denmark that allows the United States to have military bases within Greenland. There's no need for Greenland to be part of the United States in order to do so. And in the context of Arctic security, there's the need for close collaboration. Denmark's foreign minister already indicated that he would welcome more troops and military cooperation to collectively boost security in the Arctic.
Another reason Trump could be interested in Greenland is global trade. With temperatures rising, the melting ice is making new shipping routes possible in the Arctic, with some opening up around Greenland.
China's actively already exploring new shipping routes, which would enable shipments coming to Europe without going through the Suez Canal. So these are ongoing developments, and this is maybe also something that President Trump had in mind when he was talking about, if we don't take Greenland, then China and Russia will. But again, these are two separate issues. There's no immediate threat of China or Russia taking over Greenland, but they are investing in these new shipping lanes.
Various sites on the island are also a potential source of rare earth minerals, which may be another temptation for the US.
Many of these deposits that we have are actually crucial for doing this green transition. Minerals that have to go into batteries, lithium, graphite, and also rare earth elements that goes into super strong magnets that you use in wind turbines or your electric cars, or if you want to electrify your trains and stuff like that. These are super important.
For his part, Donald Trump has denied minerals are part of his calculus, insisting it's all down to national security. And it's true that huge investment would be needed to make these untapped deposits viable. Finally, according to Trump himself, his actions have been partly influenced by the fact he wasn't awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Last year's prize went to Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. In a message to Norway's Prime Minister, Trump wrote, "Considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace." As for Greenlanders themselves, most are firmly against a US takeover, with a 2025 poll showing 85% opposed it.
Of course we are not for sale. We are a free people. We have always been a free people.
We want our own country for ourselves, and we won't receive anything from Trump, no matter what.
We have always welcomed collaboration with the outside world and with the US, and now we are talked about being occupied or bought. It is unacceptable.
Trump has now ruled out tariffs on European allies who oppose him and military force, saying he's reached a framework for a deal with NATO's Secretary-General, Mark Rutte.
Really fantastic for the USA. Gets everything we wanted, including especially real national security.
While the details of the deal are still to be worked out, it seems Trump has fallen short of his goal of taking over all of the Danish territory.